Good morning again. I think we got up through chapter 21. We said 22 we were going to talk about our anniversary and 90 years and what became early on of the company. So I'm going to start this morning with Hugh Funkhouser. Hugh was a peddler for Texaco. Peddler meant that he actually peddled kerosene door to door. Texaco had a plant down on Kent Street. In fact, Texaco and Exxon both had plants right next door on Kent Street. And I drove down there the other day, and those footprints are still there. The buildings are gone. But they got all their shipments in on rail, and Hugh Funkhouser had one truck, only employee. He would pick up kerosene at Texaco and peddle it around, literally knocking on door to door that Kent Street area. And kerosene back in those days was used for cooking stoves and lamp oil. In fact, they called it lamp oil, they called it whale oil. But Hugh peddled kerosene really until the late 40s, and he then built a bulk plant over on Route 50 East, very close to Perry Engineering. He had two 5,000-gallon tanks. One of those 5,000-gallon tanks held kerosene, the product he had started with. The other held fuel oil. Back in those days, coal and wood for heating was kind of going out of disfavor, and Hugh started selling fuel oil. He now bought it in bulk, so he actually became a distributor. So he changed, market changed from being a peddler to a distributor, bought in bulk. And he then, again, started a fuel business. In the 1950s, he hired his second employee, Bob Castleman. And Bob, right after being employed in the 50s, got called away to the Korean War. The Korean War was from 1950 to 1953. And when Hugh lost Bob Castleman, my dad used to eat lunch with Hugh all the time at the old Duff's restaurant on Route 50. My dad ran an Emeco station right next to Chandler University, and that building is still there. So Hugh asked Dad if he knew of anybody or we'd like to take Bob Castleman's job. And Dad tells the story about he never saw me awake when I was a kid. I was born in 47. Dad would go to work early in the morning. I was asleep. When he came home late at night, I was still asleep. So he said he was looking forward to having more regular hours so he could see his baby awake. So anyway, Dad took that job and worked for Hugh for about 3 years. And then when Bob Castleman came back from the Korean War, Hugh didn't need two drivers. So Dad left Hugh Funkhouser. Bob Castleman took the job back. And at that time, Texaco Incorporated was building the plant we're sitting in today. They started that construction in 1952. I always say 1954 is when we opened because that's when all the big bulk tanks were assembled. From 1952 to 1953, this plant was built, and Texaco needed another employee. My dad took that job and started driving for Texaco Incorporated, and Hugh Funkhouser, right during that same time, moved his office from Route 50 West up on a hill. Building still there that we use for storage for his office. So we had a Hugh Funkhouser selling heating oil on the hill, and Texaco Incorporated selling gasoline and lubricants down where we are right now. We'll pick up there the next time. Thank you very much, and thanks for all you all do and all your hard work. These 90 years don't come by accident. They come because of really good folks working with us and all pulling in the same direction and taking care of the customer. So thank you so much.